What's going
What
on?
else I do this week? There's only one thing of note for me to talk about, and that is a little game called Crow Country.
Yeah, that thing.
So for those of you who don't know, Crow Country is a smallish indie game. It is a survival horror game that takes place in a spooky amusement park. It looks just like FF7 original. It plays just like an old Resident Evil game. It is fucking incredible.
Looks pretty cool from the trailer. Purple haired character.
Yep.
And art style. I mean, I would say better than FF7 Overworld. Like a little.
Yeah, but it's emulating.
It's emulating that. Yeah.
It is yet another fake ass PlayStation 1 game. Not really a PlayStation 1 game. It's just pretending. It is absolutely incredible. It's very short. It's about 6 hours, and that was on the hardest difficulty.
And
it is fluff-less. Not even a single iota of fluff or filler.
And it's a Resi like.
Yes, it is a old style survival horror.
Okay. Is it particularly emulating or vibing a certain number? Like Signalis was Resident Evil 1?
Resident Evil 1.
Oh, this is also 1. Okay.
Yeah. It is also, however, pretty chill about it. So on your standard difficulty, you have 10 hints from like a little hint crow that'll just nudge you towards where you want to go. And you all have infinite handgun ammo in the trunk of your car. And if you are scrounging for shit and you maybe don't have enough ammo or health, you can go to any conveniently placed trash can and it'll probably give you like an item.
Okay.
And those will respawn. The hard mode disables all that shit. You don't have infinite ammo in the trunk of your car, and the trash cans won't give you anything. And the hints are disabled. But it's like the medium difficulty is fairly chill. It's just an experience to be enjoyed. If you want to play a survival horror game, put it on the difficulty called Murder of Crows, and that it is
good name.
I'd put it like RE2 level difficulty.
Okay. How effective are the spoops with that art style?
Extremely effective.
Yeah? Okay.
So it has a fully controllable 360 camera, which it does not gel with its inspirations at all.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And what this leads to is panning the camera yourself, and there was something like right next to you and you didn't notice it was there.
Okay.
As well as some classic jump scares. It has stop and shoot gameplay. It has very classic survival horror, like find all the key items and do all the silly little puzzles kind of progression. The story is unexpectedly incredible. It is very much a narrative of like, what is happening here? Like the what is the big question. And it builds on it and builds on it and builds on it. And it gets to the reveal, and the reveal recontextualizes literally every interaction and nearly room in the game, and just has and you get every answer, and you're just like, oh, wow. Oh,
really? 6 hours.
Yep. It's short and sweet.
Should I run this week?
It is incredible. I would recommend it to everyone.
All right, fuck it. We're running it this week.
Yeah, it's great. If you want friction, play on Murder of Crows. If you want a smooth ass video game experience, play it on survival horror.
What about Piss Baby has only played Signalis.
Survival horror. Play survival horror.
Okay, all right.
Because survival horror will allow you to get like extra materials out of like trash cans and vending machines, and we'll have a hint robot to help you.
Yeah, I was. This was probably maybe 2 weeks down the line, but at that length, fuck it, I'll bump that up.
So when I was playing it and I was watching the ending, I'm like, this is just as good as Signalis. And then I waited a tick, and then I went, that was a stupid thing to say. But I really meant it when I said it.
Okay.
It's almost as good as Signalis.
I see.
It's right there.
Are you including the secret ending debunk scraping for Signalis?
Oh, I don't give a shit about that. I don't give a fuck about that.
Okay.
To me, Signalis is about the ending that you got. It very much like Silent Hill 2. I actually really dislike people going for Silent Hill 2 and Signalis and a couple other games. And Witcher 3.
Huh.
I see people go, oh, I got the bad ending. Like, all the endings are good. You got the one that you deserve.
Huh. And you don't think about when a game has multiple endings, you don't take them into consideration of your experience.
So these are the three specific games that I reference, which is Silent Hill 2, Witcher 3, and Signalis. If the endings are all of the same, like general written quality, and they naturally flow out of the way that you are playing the game, there's no bad or good ending.
Okay. I get that part. What I more so mean is like good or bad, there's different endings, but like when each ending shows me something else or reveals an aspect of the character or of the game or something going on, I consider them all as a part of the whole in a way. And like even moments where like what is it, the fucking bee ending in Silent Hill 1 or Silent
Hill 1 has 5, I think, that are all interesting to some degree.
Yeah, like I didn't get the fucking wake up in the car crash ending, but holy fuck, is that a visceral, oh my god.
It's the only one that has a CG cutscene too.
And that's a moment that, like, if you don't get that, you should get it and find out that exists in the game, because it makes that experience better, knowing that that's there, you know? So there's things like that where I'm like, I do want to know about the other experiences to know if there's things like that to consider, you know? The brutal ass, holy fuck, that's harsh. I can't believe they actually put that in. And then, in Silent Hill 2, I got getting in water. I was like, I think that was awesome. That was great.
I got in water the first time I played the game. I like in water a lot. I also like Leave. I don't like Maria. If you want to talk about, like, I think they're all appropriate. I think if you get Maria, that's a downer ending. That's way worse than In Water.
But on that note, I would say Signalis has multiple endings that are really interesting for the story. But there's that one super obscure, obtuse ARG-ish one.
So I think that one is kind of perfect in its own context. So the 3 standard endings you can get in Signalis do to some degree reflect your playstyle, and in some cases reflect your playstyle in an opposite way that you would possibly expect. So like my hyper completionist attempt to do the best playstyle resulted in a ending that I did not expect, but feels appropriate. However, the Signalis ending that is the weird one that people had to data mine out.
It's too much.
It only makes sense under the context of you data mined this out. You went outside the rules the game prescribed to you.
It's a reward for those who scraped everything.
Well, because the context of the Signalis bonus ending is to go beyond the events of the game. And under that context, people who spectrogrammed and data mined it to get there went beyond the game itself. Like, under that context, I get it. As somebody who doesn't give a fuck about that shit, I would not want or like that ending, but I'm never gonna get it.
So the third ending, like the steps where you actually have to data mine, like you can't do it through the rules
Oh
in
yeah, no,
game.
people had to analyze like radio signals and shit.
But what I mean to say is, can you do it without that? Like,
Oh yeah, you can, but you'd never have
the obtuseness is just extremely high, right? Because like Gaster, for example, is like that's in the files of the game, right?
yeah.
But
There was I briefly mentioned this. There was a class. Do you remember Remnant 2? That kind of loot shooter that came out a little while ago.
name rings a bell, but
So it's pretty good. I wish I had more time for it. But there was the character class that was like metaphysical and like breaking the rules of reality kind of magical class called the Archon. The only way to get it was to data mine the sequence of events that you needed to do to get out of it. It was a completely impossible to understand sequence of requirements and actions.
okay.
And it was intended to be pulled out of the game because that fits its archetype.
Yeah, if that's what they were going for, then that makes it a bit more acceptable to me. But I didn't interpret the Signalis ending that way. I thought it was just an insanely obtuse series of steps that were meant to be almost like the stars in Braid, where it's just like this.
Yeah, no, the stars in Braid could be intuited by a person playing Braid. The extra ending in Signalis would never have been able to be figured out.
Why would you have ever done these random things?
Extracurriculars.
In any case, though, all that to say, like, yeah, I like taking every ending into account for the what they're going for.
Yeah, Crow Country has the one ending, and it's perfect.
Okay. Okay.